Hey everybody, and welcome to our E3 pre EA Play show. Um, so it this is our first E3 that we're actually doing things. So I kind of wanted to take some time to fully let you understand what that means. So that means I'm gonna be hanging out on the Twitch channel. You can't see it, but I've got my phone here, uh, my dirty Apple phone, and I'm gonna tell you, what I'm expecting and what the long shots are leading right up to the press conference. Um, and if you're not following us on Twitter, follow me at twitter.com/AustinBelzer and Vertical Slice at twitter.com/VertSliceTweets. Also subscribe to our YouTube. But so let's get right into it. The Titanfall 2 story trailer is already out, and there's also a FIFA 17 trailer. So you're not. I don't think you're gonna see a lot of trailers. I think you're gonna see a lot of gameplay, because a lot of EA stuff is sports stuff, and a lot of the sports stuff is already announced. It's already out there. Everyone knows about it, right? So, it's going to be fairly straightforward. I think it's going to be all gameplay. All of it. So, without further ado, let's go into my expectations. So, first, I think for Battlefield 1 and Titanfall 2, you're going to get a story mission and a walkthrough of the campaign, and some multiplayer in some aspect. For Battlefield 1, it's going to focus more on story than it is multiplayer, because they've got a separate event set up for that. Because you see the trailer for Battlefield 1 and you think immediately story. It's one of the most watched trailers on YouTube. People are loving this. I'm going to be interested to see how it pairs up to Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. Probably pretty well. And again, you're not going to see multiplayer really, because I don't think that would be very conducive to say, here's what we got coming up. It just wouldn't be very productive at all. Not productive at all. And for Titanfall 2, we've seen this story gameplay. You see how it plays. So really all you have to do for that is just drop me in a Titan, or drop us in a Titan, say, here's about 5 minutes of, like the first mission or something like that. Here's the setup. Let's go straight into gameplay. 5 minutes anymore and you risk oversaturation with Titanfall 2, I think. Now, a lot of people think that they're going to focus all on story, but I think that given Titanfall's multiplayer community, I don't think that would be a wise decision, even though a lot of Titanfall players were complaining that there wasn't a story. Well, we're getting a story. Just can't spend more than 5 minutes on that, because I think it would be counterproductive when the game's coming out on October 28th. And for my thoughts on Titanfall 2, I just recorded and uploaded my reaction to this single-player gameplay trailer. You can find that on YouTube, on our channel, The Vertical Slice. I am growing a bit concerned that it's a week apart, because I'm excited for Battlefield 1, and I'm also excited for Titanfall 2. But, maybe they're making the play of, okay, here's your sci-fi shooter, and then here's your World War I shooter. So maybe that's the play they're making. I don't know. We'll find out more at EA Play. And then for multiplayer, excuse me. Nope, not gonna sneeze. All right. We'll get something very similar to when they first showed off Titanfall, the original. You're gonna drop down into a Titan, and you're gonna see an entire multiplayer match of that, because that's kind of where their buku bucks are coming from. So I mean that seems very very safe to say. And then Mass Effect Andromeda. The state of this game, we haven't seen it since... When was the last time we saw it? E3 2015, I think is the last time we saw it. Maybe some leaks or something outside of that, but I don't think we've seen it since E3 2015, which we just saw a basic kind of, hey, here's the Mako, here's what our character looks like, and just kind of set up and said, we don't know when it's coming out. So I want a Mass Effect Andromeda walkthrough. I want, just... Can we customize our ship? Can we customize the Mako? Show us character creation. Show us planet exploration. Stuff like that. Given that we haven't seen a lot of Andromeda and we've seen a lot of Battlefield 1, Titanfall 2, and the other franchises on this list, given that we haven't seen a lot of Mass Effect Andromeda, I think you could dedicate a 10 to 20 minute blowout for this. And then a great thing would be either a release date window, like a month and a year, or an exact date. An exact date is preferred here because we've been seeing it since E3 2014, and I feel that we've given them enough time to kind of, okay, here's what the game is. I think we need to see raw gameplay, raw footage from the Xbox One, which is undoubtedly where they're gonna, show it from. Yeah, I definitely think that would be the best bet. And I have a bet on something else Mass Effect related that I'll get to in the long shots. But I do think a date would be the best thing that EA could do right now. Because a lot of people are excited for Mass Effect Andromeda. I don't think they'd be willing to just wait another E3 to get a date, because that would be 2014, 2015, 2016, and if they had to wait another E3, that would be E3 2017. So that'd be 4 E3s, 4 years that they're working on it. So I don't think that would be very conducive. I don't think a lot of people like that. I did see that that maybe, just maybe, that Mass Effect Andromeda might launch Q1 of next year, which would be January through March, which I would actually much appreciate, but we'll see what happens. I don't think a March release date would do very good for that game. I really don't. Yeah, I don't think that'd be good for them. And then we're gonna get the rest of the Star Wars Battlefront Season Pass details. We got a look at Bespin, Bespin, Cloud City. We got a look at that new expansion. I do think we're gonna get some sort of gameplay from that if we haven't already. I didn't look too heavily into the Cloud City stuff, but I do think we're gonna get some sort of Death Star expansion launching just before Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, because that would be the ultimate. That would be like the best, because we haven't gotten the trench run since, and we don't even have to do the trench run. In the last episode of the Vertical Slice, I talked about maybe doing a 3-prong approach for this, 3 maps, one where you're inside the Death Star, one where you're doing a trench run, and then another where you're doing like recon, like kind of Return of the Jedi recon. So that would be best for that, I think, especially if they show off Bespin, because I think that's scheduled to launch June 23rd, I think, for $19.99, which I think that should launch for $9.99, but that's just me. And Death Star would be the perfect closing. I don't think you really need to do any more, because how many expansions are supposed to be on that season pass? 4? Um, because I'm pretty sure 3 would justify that extra $60. I think. That's just me. And plus, you've got Darth Vader. You've got Darth Vader on the key art. So, uh, get 4 upcoming expansion packs. Okay, so you could do. So, what has it been so far? Best spin, Death Star, best spin. And then if you did Death Star, that would be 3. Another one would be a Force Awakens, episode 8 one, but you'd have to wait a while for that. That'd be interesting. Given that we're not gonna get Disney Infinity 4.0, so, or you could even do a Knights of Ren, kind of thing. But I don't think you'd get it here. I think you'd actually get that in a separate game. And then we need to see what Criterion is working on. Last year they showed off, here's our crazy sports action game. Here's some rough footage. Bye. See you next E3. I think that's a pretty safe bet we see that. Because, I mean, they showed off alpha gameplay. I think we're going to get beta gameplay. We might get an open beta for that game, but I think it might be too early. That'll probably be a 1999 release, in the same vein of Dangerous Golf, and it'll probably launch. I'm getting into the crazy stuff here. It'll probably launch next year. I think that would be a safe bet, given that they just started work on it, and it seems to be a fairly small, contained game. And then we need Star Wars games. We've got Battlefront, but that's one. That is one game. We need a ton of Star Wars games. We need a blowout. Sorry, I'm getting vibrations from my phone. Let me put that on Do Not Disturb. So we need to see at least, sorry for knocking the microphone. We need to see at least 3 Star Wars games. We need to see Amy Hennig's title. We need to see what they're working on. We especially need to see what they're doing for Star Wars 2016, because this is a yearly franchise, from what I understand. Because we've got Battlefront 2 next year, I think, right? And then Amy Hennig's game is in 2018, and then we know Respawn is working on a Star Wars game. So we need to see at least those 3. I don't think you'd focus on Battlefront 2 since the season pass isn't complete yet. But I think if you show off some story from it, you could probably get some goodwill back and then be like, yeah, I'll drop $40 on the season pass. Why not? And then, so we need a 2016 game, we need a 2017 game, a 2018 game, and I think EA is going out as far as 2019, so we might even see 4 or 5 Star Wars games revealed at this EA Play conference, which would be fantastic, really, because, I mean, I want to ingest Star Wars all the time, unless it's the books. I really don't like the books, but I think you could pull from that a little bit. More on that soon. I do think there might be a Knights of Ren game. That would be really cool. Maybe a open world game, like open world RPG game, Knights of Ren. That would be pretty cool. Maybe a Star Wars Bounty Hunter kind of vibe. That's the game I would flip my shit for, a Knights of Ren game, because you could make it 4-player co-op. Ooh, yeah, give that game to me. And then last of our expectations here, I think we need to see what Hazelight's working on. It doesn't have to be gameplay. It doesn't have to be anything other than here's the title, here's the setup. And you don't even have to give me the setup. You could just be like, here's the title. We'll talk to you about it next E3. Because I don't think they're really at a place where they can show off gameplay. Now, they may surprise me and say, here's gameplay, here's 5 minutes of gameplay. Go wild. It'll be available on EA Access 5 days early. Go play it. And yeah, I mean, if they showed off gameplay, that would blow my mind, given that they revealed. When did they buy Hazelight? When did they buy that? Because I'm pretty sure they bought Hazelight in 2013, maybe. Hazelight Studios. I'm sure it'll turn up. Okay, introducing Hazelight. This was back in on December 5th, 2014. So yeah, they might show off some gameplay from that. And that was at the Game Awards, the inaugural Game Awards. So they might show off gameplay. That would actually be great. So with 15 minutes left in this pre-E3 show, I want to get into our long shots. First of all, Skate returns. Not called SK4TE. I think it'll be a new Skate, but a complete reboot with a new developer that we haven't heard of before, and it's gonna be out this holiday. It's gonna have the flick it mechanics. I think it's gonna have everything Skate 3 had, plus more. An open world that's 2 or 3 cities, a championship mode, always online mode, hubs, all that fun stuff. I would like to see some Connect functionality, but I know tomatoes would get thrown at me if that actually happened. So I'm not going to say that. But I think November would be or even May of next year if they had to launch it next year. May 2017 would be a good launch day for this. And then another long shot is Star Wars 1313 Returns. That's Amy Hennig's Star Wars game. That's the game she's making. But it's not called Star Wars 1313. It's got a new title. I think this is actually highly plausible, actually. I put it in my long shots because they said Star Wars 1313 is dead. But I feel like their acknowledgement has only created this fervor of, well, maybe they've hired Amy Hennig. Star Wars 1313 was an Uncharted Star Wars game, so that makes sense. But, I do think this might actually be the most realistic of these long shots, because there are some dumb long shots in this. Another long shot is the Mass Effect collection. Mass Effect 1, 2, 3, all DLC. All DLC free of charge, launching this holiday, and Mass Effect and all pre-orders of Mass Effect Andromeda will include it. Mass Effect Andromeda Special Edition console. Boom. Shakalaka. Available on PS4, Xbox One, PC. And it'll cost $39.99. I know EA won't do that, but hey, I said it's a long shot, okay? And then last, but certainly not least, Star Wars movie game. Either Star Wars Episode 8, a Han Solo game, something like that. I think we could possibly get that, but I think it's a long shot. I really do. But I think that's all we have time for right now. We got 10 minutes to the EA press conference. EA Play. So I'm going to tune in on my TV because that's a thing that you can watch it on TV. But I do think EA Play is not... Oh, wrap up. You're going to see an EA Access game released today. And if not today, tomorrow at the Microsoft press conference. And I do think that title may very well be Star Wars Battlefront. Just saying. And then you're going to see no focus on sports styles, like I said earlier in the show. But I gotta go watch this EA Play conference. I'm gonna host it right here on twitch.tv/Vertical Slice Live. You can follow me at Austin Belzer. You can follow Vertical Slice at Vert Slice Tweets. You can subscribe to us on YouTube, The Vertical Slice. Have a great EA Play conference, EA. I'm counting on it. Okay?